Just days ago, I made a video showing you the terrifying power of Claude Mythos 5, Anthropic's top-secret restricted superintelligence. Well, Anthropic heard the public screaming for access, so they stripped away the dangerous parts and launched a public version called Claude Fable 5. But what happened next shocked the entire tech world. Within 72 hours of launching, Fable 5 was hit with an emergency government export control directive. Anthropic completely pulled the plug and shut it down worldwide. Why? Because researchers realized that Fable 5 was too smart to be tamed. A simple exploit essentially turned this safe public model back into the unrestricted, military-grade Mythos weapon. In this video, we are diving deep into the Fable 5 catastrophe, exactly how it worked, the insane things developers built before it was killed, and the bizarre legal loophole that forced Anthropic to lock out US citizens anyway. To understand why it was banned, you first have to understand what Fable 5 actually is. Fable 5 and Mythos 5 are the exact same brain. They share the same identical engine, a massive 1 million token context window, and pricing of $10 per $1 million input tokens and $50 per $1 million output tokens. The only difference was supposed to be the safety classifiers. When you used Fable 5, Anthropic had a guardrail system running in the background. If you asked Fable a question about high-risk topics, like advanced biochemistry, infrastructure exploitation, or zero-day hacking, Fable didn't just refuse you. It secretly downgraded your prompt to the older, safer Claude Opus 4.8. Mythos 5, which we talked about in the last video, doesn't have these handcuffs. It is reserved strictly for vetted government agencies and infrastructure defenders under Anthropic's Project Glasswing. Now, if you look closely at the news, the US government didn't actually ban American citizens from using the model. The Emergency Export Control Directive specifically states that Anthropic must suspend access for foreign nationals, meaning non-US citizens, whether they are overseas or sitting right inside the United States. But this created a massive, catastrophic paradox for Anthropic. When you log into Claude or connect via an API, Anthropic can track your IP address, but they have absolutely no way to verify your actual passport or citizenship in real time. They can't prove if a user on a US server is an American citizen or a foreign student. Because the penalties for violating US weapon export controls are astronomically severe, Anthropic couldn't take the risk of an accidental leak. In their official press release, they admitted that because they couldn't build a digital nationality check overnight, they had no choice but to abruptly disable Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for everyone worldwide, including US citizens. For the first time in history, the US government is treating software code exactly like a military missile component. You don't need a passport to use a search engine, but the government decided you do need a passport to use a Mythos-class AI. But before it was pulled offline, developers caught a glimpse of the future. And let me tell you, Fable 5 completely rewrote the rules of software development. It kicked off what the community is calling the true vibe coding era. Unlike older models that just vomit out code snippets for you to copy-paste, Fable 5 ran as a true autonomous agent. It operated inside its own virtual background environment, executing code, testing its own bugs, and correcting itself on the fly. People were building production-ready, beautiful web applications from a single text prompt. It beat out GPT 5.5 across nearly every long-horizon reasoning benchmark. It didn't just write code, it understood architectural systems. But there was a massive catch. Fable 5 is incredibly token-hungry, because it uses deep, multi-turn internal reasoning loops to solve complex problems. A single coding request could burn through thousands of tokens in seconds, draining developer API wallets faster than any model before it. The Fable 5 shutdown proves one thing. We have officially reached the point where frontier AI models are considered national security risks. The boundary between public convenience and weaponized technology has completely blurred. Anthropic says they are working around the clock to rebuild the safety classifiers and figure out a compliance method. But for now, the era of public Mythos-class AI is officially on pause. If you haven't seen my deep dive into what the unrestricted version of this brain can do, you need to click on my Claude Mythos 5 video right here. What do you think? Did the government overreact? Or was Fable 5 truly too dangerous for the public? Let me know in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.